Hey everybody, it's Beth from Yoga and Reiki Bliss. And I wanted to pop in today with a brief practice. It's really for those days when you just need to dial things down a little bit, right? You're a little tired, you don't have just the energy that you want to have. And so this will just be a little gentle practice. It'll start to mobilize the joints and move the spine in all directions, but super gentle, super low key, more of a restorative kind of feel, but without all the props and with more movement than a typical restorative. So let's hop on the mat. If you've got some books or some blocks, that would be great. And if you've got a blanket, that would be great too. And you're even welcome to have a strap or a sock. If you don't have a strap, a sock or a scarf will work if you want it. For the moment, you can just come to lie down on your mat. And it might be really lovely as you lie down to bring your elbows to the ground. And let the back of your rib cage get a little heavy here, like a little hammock. Let it soften. And then gradually wiggle yourself down until you're lying fully on the ground. Then take a moment to feel the back of your head heavy. If you feel like you're tilting toward the top of your head with your chin up, then place a thin blanket under your head. Take a moment to feel the back of your rib cage heavy, maybe even your lowest ribs touching or almost touching the ground. Feel the back of your pelvis heavy. All these points anchoring you, providing a little grounding force. And gently turn your attention to your breath. And see if you can simply watch the breath. Let it come in. When it would like to come in, let it go out. When it would like to go out. Notice how your body feels at this moment. Noticing what feels tired or fatigued, what might be tense or holding or achy. Holding those areas in a very loving way. And likewise, notice the parts in your body that feel particularly wonderful and feel easeful. And hold them with the same attention, the same sweetness. We start to layer in movement. I'd love to just invite the thought of creating a sense of harmony within your body. So moving in a way that honors all parts of you. The tired parts, the achy parts, the rejuvenated and alive parts. Hold them all in the same sweetness. Hold them all with the same respect. The next time you exhale, just invite your right knee into your chest. We'll try to keep everything else pretty stable. You can give your thigh a little hug. And your pelvis might tilt back as you bring the thigh closer, and that's okay. Then we'll try to dial the pelvis a little back toward neutral as you upstretch your leg and point through your ankle. And when you inhale, bend your knee and flex your ankle. Go ahead, upstretch and point. Breathe in. When you exhale, bend. Let's do it like that one more time. Breathing in. Breathe out. Then go ahead, breathe in, upstretch. And point. And flex. Like you're stepping on the ceiling, and then point your toes to the sky. And flex your ankle. And keep the leg pretty stationary and trace some circles with your foot. So you're moving that ankle joint around. And then circle in the other direction. And then pause, reflex. Now go ahead and turn your thigh outward so that your toes are pointing toward the right. And allow your left thigh to rotate open as well, your knee toward the ground. You can put a block or blanket underneath it and let your right leg move out to the right and a little up toward your shoulder. Support with your right hand so that again, today, a little backing off a little bit. Enjoy your breath in. Enjoy your breath out. And then when you inhale next, gather everything back up. Rebend your knee and return your foot. Breathe your breath in. And as you exhale, invite your left knee in. And when you inhale next, go ahead and upstretch your leg, point your ankle and toes to the sky. As you exhale, bend and flex. So inhale and point, stretch. Exhale, bend and flex. Try to keep the pelvis pretty stable, the rib cage pretty stable. One more time. Focusing on moving the knee, moving the ankle and the toes. And then we'll upstretch a little stretch perhaps in the back of your thigh and the calf. Then go ahead and flex your ankle. And point. And flex. And allow your ankle to circle in one direction, like you're tracing a circle on the ceiling with your toes. And then circle in the other direction. And come back to your flex. Let's turn the thigh out in the hip socket. Let the right thigh fall open like half a butterfly shape, and let your left leg open out and up to the left. Welcome a breath in. Welcome a breath out. And could you keep your belly button pointed toward the ceiling? So it's really the thighs moving in the hip sockets. One more breath. And gently breathe your legs back together. Rebend your knee. Return your foot. And once you inhale, the arms wide. Let the feet spread wide. And when you exhale, gently rock your knees over to the back. When you inhale, float your knees up. And when you exhale, rock them over to the right. See if you can move at the rhythm of your breath. Not so much the speed of your brain. Go one more time to the left. You inhale, let your knees float up. And as you exhale, rock them over to the right. When you inhale, rock your knees back up. And then roll everything over to one side. Stay a moment, enjoy your breath. And then we'll use that top hand for support. Come all the way up. And then let's grab a blanket and maybe fold it in thirds. And we'll come to sit, just hooking your sitting bones, those two knobby bones on either side of the base of your pelvis. Hooking those sitting bones right on the edge so that you can bring your pelvis more upright. Now, if one blanket isn't enough, you could do two blankets, you could do a blanket and a block. And I'd love for you to have the sensation that the pubic bones could heavy here just a little bit. So you get the curve in your low back, that natural inward curve. And from here, go ahead and gently shrug your shoulder, right shoulder and left shoulder, and right shoulder and left shoulder. We'll just shrug like that a couple of times. I'm getting just a little cramp in my leg, so I'm going to honor that, not fight against it. Good, one more time, right shoulder up and down, left shoulder up and down. Great, let's take a few little shoulder circles back. And then we'll take a few little shoulder circles forward. Great. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, let your left ear, your right ear, excuse me, drop towards your right shoulder. Let both shoulders stay pretty heavy. And then allow your left shoulder to circle back a few times. Do one more circle here. And then let that same shoulder circle forward. And when you inhale, float your head up. And when you exhale, flip your left shoulder towards your left ear. Let the shoulders stay heavy, so the shoulders aren't trying to hike up to the ear. And then let your right shoulder circle back a few times. And as you're circling, feel how the shoulder blade can glide around the rib cage. And circle forward. And notice if your face wants to turn around in any direction, can it stay just facing forward? Good, and pause. Inhale, come on. Great. Let's breathe the arms wide like a T. And when you exhale, let's cross your right elbow on top of your left and give yourself a hug. Take a breath in. And when you exhale, glide your elbows a little downward towards your belly and gently bow your head. And then inhale, let your elbows glide up to the sky, let your face tip up. And as you exhale, glide your elbows down, bow your head. Try not to collapse too much if you can through your upper back. And inhale, glide up. As you glide up, we're going to try to keep the ribs pretty still. One more time. Really, it's just the arms moving, the shoulder blades moving. Inhale, let your elbows glide up, and then let your arms unfold and reach, really reach for the ceiling. Go ahead and crawl up a little taller through your right side waist, moving your right shoulder blade, your right fingertips, and then same on the left. Like you're sort of climbing a ladder. I need a little bit of space between the ribs. And one more time. And now keep reaching through your left fingertips. Drop your right hand down. Take a little side bend. And breathe your breath in. And breathe your breath out. One more breath. Maybe inviting that breath into the left side of your rib cage. And then when you inhale, come all the way up, reach, and let that take you over like a big rainbow to the other side. Enjoy your breath in. Enjoy your breath out. And then when you inhale, come all the way up. Let your arms open and then cross your left arm on top of your right. Give yourself that little hug. Again, take a moment to feel your breath. Maybe you can feel it through the backs of your lungs. And when you exhale next, glide the elbows a little downward and bow your head. And when you inhale, glide your elbows up and tip your face up. As you exhale, we'll glide down with the elbows, a little bowing with the head. As you inhale, glide up. As the elbows glide up with the shoulder blades, move with them. One more time, glide down. And one more time, glide up. Then let your arms unfold, reach right up to the sky. And keep that reach, your ribs right over your hips, and rotate to your right. And let your hands come down lightly in support. As you inhale, imagine lengthening up through the back of your head. As you exhale, find that twist using your abdominal, your spinal muscles. Now, as you inhale, unfold, reach up. And wrap it around to your left. Again, let the hands come down in support of this so that they're not forcing you into the shape. Enjoy an inhale. Enjoy an exhale. And you inhale, flow all the way up. And exhale your hands into your heart, Anjali Mudra. Bow your head gently, gently. And turn your attention back in to the soothing rhythm of your breath. Go ahead. With your exhale, release your hands. And let's take a little shift now into tabletop, hands and knees. You're welcome to place a blanket under your knees, having a little extra cush to be really nice. Now let's invite the spine to move in a new way, right? It's already side bended, it's already twisted. Make it flex and extend. So set your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, spread your fingers. Take a little push of the ground away. Back to the rhythm of your breath. And the next time you exhale, gently tilt your pelvis backwards so your tail tucks under, and gradually invite this rounding of cat to roll through your spine. And when you inhale, change it. Let the pelvis tilt forward and gradually allow this back bend of cow to walk through the length of your spine. And that's where we'll play. As you exhale, curl and round, and see if you can feel the shape rippling through the whole length of your spine. Keep the strong support of your arms as you inhale and move into cow. And use the whole exhale to curl and round. Use the whole inhale. Move into cow, into the spinal extension. We'll go back. Now, if you want, as you exhale, you can curl it around, tuck your toes, and move your hips towards your heels like a cat, child's pose hybrid. Then inhale up into your cow. As you exhale, curling. As you inhale, move into your back. Do it like that. Do it. Notice if there's any temptation to rush. Again, come back to the speed, the rhythm of your breath, not the tempo of your thought. Dial your way back to neutral. You're neither in cat nor cow. Go ahead and climb your hands up onto your blocks or your books. Give yourself some room. Let's take a breath in. And let's exhale and step your right foot forward. When you inhale, slide your pelvis a little towards your front heel. But I'd love you to keep the whole heel on the ground. And when you exhale, glide your pelvis back. Let your front leg straighten. You can even flex your front foot, kind of like we did on our back. When you inhale, rock forward. Gently moving forward till you feel a little opening in the front of your left thigh or hip. And then rock back till you feel a little opening, little stretch in the back of the right thigh. Let's do that one more time. You inhale, rock forward, tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee. Have a moment to reach through the heel, lift through the thigh, but let the pelvis stay pretty heavy on those legs. As you breathe in, reach your right arm forward and gently turn your belly and your chest to the right. A little twisty ball here. Breathe your breath in and let it go. And as you inhale, lower your hand down. Lower your knee down. And step back into table. Enjoy a breath in. A little push down into your blocks. And as you exhale, step your left foot forward, the whole foot on the ground. When you inhale, rock your pelvis a little forward. For now, we're going to keep the heel on the ground, nice and rooted. As you exhale, rock back, lengthening your left leg, flexing your left ankle. You can rock your blocks and your hands back. You can rock forward when you inhale. You can rock back as you exhale. Do it like that one more time. And the next time you inhale, rock forward, keep the whole foot down. Tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee. And feel the strength. Doesn't have to be forced, but you know you're strong. Right? Even in our most depleted days, we still have great inner strength. Root a little more deeply into your right hand and breathe your left arm forward and reach. And then turn the belly and the chest to the left. And if you want to rise your left arm up, you can. It creates any distress in your shoulder. You can put your hand on your hip. Let's invite one more breath in. One more breath out. And as you inhale, lower your head. And let's step forward for just a moment. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Breathe. You allow your head to soften. You allow your jaw to unhinge. Let your breath move through you again in its own timing. And maybe you can invite it into the back of your lungs here. And let's invite one more breath. And let's retrace our steps. Go ahead, walk your right foot back. Lower your right knee down. Bring your left knee back. And here we are in table. Go ahead and shift your blocks off to the side. And let's bring the elbows right under the shoulders. I'm going to try to keep the hips over the knees. We'll try to keep just a feeling of support from the front ribs so you're not diving them to the ground. And let's walk the right hand forward. Let the head stay heavy. Then as you reach forward, imagine your rib cage, your armpit, moving away from your hip crease. One more breath. And then walk that hand over to the left side of your yoga mat. And as you do, just gently nudge your right hip over your right knee. And let the head heavy on your forearm if you like. And breathe into the little side bendy feel. And then when you inhale, walk yourself back and bring your elbow underneath you. Let's go ahead and walk the left hand forward. And let the head stay heavy, the face gentle. And let's walk the left hand over to the upper right corner of your yoga mat, that area. Really reach your ribs through your fingertips and move gently your left hip to see over your left knee and notice the space between the hip and the armpit. Without force, you invite some breath there. And when you inhale, walk, walk, walk back. Bring your elbow underneath you and just have a moment to notice how your breath feels. And with every other little shift step into the forefront of your attention. Then walk yourself back up. And you can have a sit for just a moment and find your blanket. Hopefully it was under your knees. You're going to fold your blanket in half. And so it looks something like this. And then perhaps again, but short side to short side, like you're closing up a book. And we're going to use this to create a little one blanket back bend. If this is too thick, and you'll know in just a moment, then I'd like you to try it like this, where you fold it in thirds. So you would open it up to this big situation and fold it in thirds. So it's not maybe quite as thick as it was when it was like the book. And if that's still not happening, from this shape and fold it in half along the long side. So you've got three options. I'm going to go with the book. Okay. And where I'd love this to support is from your lower back to below your shoulder blades. Just creating a one blanket back bend. And so your bum is on the ground. You're going to ease your way back. Feel the bottom tips of your shoulder blades hook on to that blanket and let the back of your head rest. If the back of your head doesn't rest easily, your chin is up toward the sky, then do one of two things. Refold this in one of the other two options that I showed you, or get a thin blanket to elevate your head so that you can lengthen the back of the neck. In fact, if you want to do that, everybody, you can slip your fingertips slightly around the back of your skull. Draw the back of your skull away from the base of your neck and return the back of your skull to the ground so your chin is just dropping. Almost like you're gazing towards your heart. And allow the arms to find maybe a soft T here. Notice the gentle opening near the cage for your breath. And can you just let the breath breathe you, creating a sense of space for the breath to do its thing. Notice if there's any temptation to contract the spinal muscles and make a back bend. Rather, could you let the muscle soften and receive the back bend? Receive the opening. Be right here for a few more moments. Move towards softening. Softening your shoulders and your fingers. Softening your feet. imagining that your eyes can move just a little bit away from your eye, from your eyelids, until you breathe. Mm. Excellent. And roll over to one side, moving off your blanket. Even lifting up enough that you can slide the blanket off to the side and then roll back into your lap. And just have a moment to feel where the blanket was. Allow that area. Settle. Gently cross your right ankle to the top of your left knee. Let your thigh ease its way open, no force. When you exhale, we're going to rock the shape to the left. So the sole of your right foot comes closer to the ground, maybe even touches and stay your breath in. Stay your breath out. As you inhale, we'll float the knees, or the shape rather, back up. And we'll rock it over to the right so that the top of your right thigh comes closer and maybe even touches the ground. Enjoy it. If the ground is far away and you want to put your blanket or block here, you could. And then invite the shape to float back up. You can stay here or you could hug the shape towards you. And making the movement, creating movement with rotation through the right thigh and letting the knee just follow. And with your exhale next, we'll ease the left foot down if you lifted it, which from the right foot. And we'll cross on the table over the right. Breathe your arms wide and let the shape rock over to the right. So that your left foot comes closer, touches the ground, or touches your block. And then when you inhale, float the shape back up and rock it over to the left. The thigh comes closer and touches the ground during the block and bring up. And then when you inhale, come back up. And we'll like the shape in. And with your exhale, next, ease the right foot down if you lifted it. Left foot down. And then here we are getting ready to set up for Savasana. If your blanket is nearby and you'd like to use it as a pillow, you could do that. Again, that little feeling of lengthening the back of the neck. Get your fingers behind your skull. Draw your skull, the ridge of your skull away from the base of your neck. The chin drops, you're looking in. You're welcome to outstretch your legs. If it turns out that when you get here, your lower back feels cranky, you could roll another blanket under your knees. You could conceivably put your blocks, albeit less comfortable than a blanket, but you could put your blocks on the mid-height under your knees. I'm not a fan of that, but that could be a possibility. I like cushier things. And of course, if you're chilly, cover up. Just have a moment to lie here. Allow your body to return to stillness. This is really where we replenish ourselves in the stillness and the quiet. It arises in Savasana. You are welcome to stay here longer in Shavasana. Otherwise, enjoy a gentle breath in, enjoy a gentle breath out. And whenever you're ready, you bend your knees and roll to one side. And eventually make your way up to sit. Wherever you are, just notice the effects of your practice, your body, and your mind. And breath. Your overall tone of being. energy in your nervous system and of course your heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. Every time we carve out a little niche for ourselves like this to practice and be with ourselves in this gentle way, I can't help but think of the ripple effect that it has in our own little pocket of the world and how we interact with others and how that continues to ripple out. So thank you for doing this work. If you have any questions, you can find me at thisisyourbliss.com. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube page, please do so. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or leave a comment. Thank you. Namaste, everybody.